Alright guys, I am back with my review of the WWE Elimination Chamber 2014 pay-per-view. And starting with the pre-show, we got the panel of Mark Henry, Miz, and Rey Mysterio. And Miz was actually good. Rey Mysterio was okay, but Mark Henry was freaking terrible on this panel all night. I don't know what was up with him. But the first match is Cody and Goldust versus Ryback. And Larry the X Hennig comes out with Curtis Axel. So for a second you thought Ryback actually had a chance of winning this match. But Cody hits Crossroads on Curtis Axel for the win. But it was a good match. Then it's Jack Swagger versus Biggie for the Intercontinental title. And this was an okay match. The fans were into this one, which definitely helped it out a lot. Biggie fights off the ankle lock a couple of times and hits the big ending for the win. Then Bad News Barrett comes out. And eventually his podium stops working, but he still comes out throughout the entire show, doing his thing, talking shit, and they did show a video hyping Hogan's return to the WWE, which was cool, I guess. Then it's the New Age Outlaws versus the Usos for the tag titles, and one of the Usos super kicks Road Dogg, then Billy Gunn rolls him up and gets the win. That was it. And the match was your standard tag team match here, but the finish was weak. Didn't care for this one at all. But it's better to have the Usos. If they do want to put the tag titles on the Usos, it's better to wait until WrestleMania anyways. Plus, you know Triple H wants his friends to get a WrestleMania payday. Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. These guys actually had a decent storyline going into this match, but still, no one cared about this at all. And this match was actually set up to fail, I feel, because they gave them way too much time. And there was no way the crowd was going to be into this match. Even if they were into it a little when it first started, there was no way they were going to continue that momentum throughout, I don't know, 15 minutes I think this match got, something like that. But what was the finish here? Titus hits Clash of the Titus for the win. And the match, it wasn't very good anyways, but at least these guys tried. Then Wade Barrett comes out again, and Cole actually says, well, this is appropriate. So he completely buried the match on commentary afterwards anyway. Then it's the Wyatts versus the Shield. Both teams were super over, and this match had a lot to live up to, and I felt like it delivered. It was a good match. Some really cool stuff in this one. Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose fight into the crowd, and eventually Bray Wyatt returns, but Ambrose is gone. You don't know what the hell happened to him. So I assume either Ambrose was killed off screen and we didn't see it, or he's working with the Wyatt family. Then Harper and Rowan chokeslam Rollins from the main announce table through the Spanish announce table. Reigns is left alone. He tries to fight off all three members. He spears Luke Harper, and then Bray Wyatt hits the Sister Abigail for the win. I'm glad the Wyatt family went over here. Honestly, if it was down to Reigns versus the three of them, and he did hold his own for a while, but if he ended up beating them when it was 3-on-1, that would have been way too much. I know they want to push Reigns, but that's too much. Backstage, Christian says that he's desperate. Then it's AJ Lee versus Cameron. Tamina accidentally kicks AJ, but this was botched because Cameron was really nowhere near AJ, so Tamina just kicks AJ and then acts like it was an accident. Then she ends up clotheslining Cameron, so Cameron wins by disqualification. Very boring stuff. Wade Barrett comes out again, and this time he puts over the WWE Network in the lamest way possible. This was some lame ass shit right here. He says that the WWE Network is going to be so popular, people won't go to work or school. Just terrible. Santino, Emma, Kali, and Los Matadores are playing with the Lego toys backstage. And if you remember when I said that most of the time these toy promos are utter shit, well, this is one of those times. Del Rio versus Batista. No reaction for Batista. No one cared, and I thought it was odd that Batista came out first, but then Del Rio comes out. He's got a crutch, he's wearing a neck brace, he says he can't compete, and then he hits Batista with the crutch. The fans chant Batista, And they actually mentioned this on commentary, which surprised me that the fans were behind Del Rio here. Batista hits the Batista bomb for the win. The fans boo. They hijacked this match. The match was boring. And I can't believe WWE thought Batista versus Orton would be a good idea for the main event at WrestleMania 30. And after watching this match, even if you had a slight interest in watching Orton face Batista, that's got to be gone now, because this was terrible. And it's not Del Rio. We've seen Del Rio perform. He's good in the ring. This is all Batista, and it was crap. The main event is the Chamber match. Let me just say, I thought this match was great. Really enjoyed this Chamber match here. There were a few spots I thought were cool I'm going to mention, but it starts with Sheamus and Cesaro. Daniel Bryan is out first. He goes through a pod. Then Christian's out next. Cesaro elbows a piece of the plastic into Sheamus, and it looks stupid as hell. This flimsy piece of plastic. It would have done more damage if he just elbowed the guy. But Cena's out next. Sheamus and Cesaro are beating the hell out of each other. Actually, everybody's beating the hell out of each other. And then Orton's out last, and everybody's waiting for him. So Orton runs back into the pod, and Sheamus bro kicks the plastic out to get to Orton. That was awesome. Cesaro spins the shit out of Orton. Then Daniel Bryan hits Cesaro with the Chaos Theory, which was cool. Christian splashes Sheamus off the top of the pod and eliminates him. Daniel Bryan eliminates Christian with the flying knee. Then Cena has Daniel Bryan up for the AA, and Cesaro German suplexes Cena, who's holding Daniel Bryan at the time, which was really cool. And Cena hits the AA on Cesaro on the steel. Then he makes him tap out to the STF. I wish they went with something else other than the STF here for Cesaro, but what are you going to do? Then Cena gets Orton in the STF, and the Wyatts teleport into the chamber. They destroy Cena, and Randy Orton covers him and eliminates Cena. So Kane comes out to check on Cena, or at least he's out there acting like he's checking on Cena. And Daniel Bryan hits the flying knee on Kane off the top rope, and he hits the flying knee on Orton, but Kane pulls out the referee. So Daniel Bryan kicks Kane, Orton hits the RKO, Daniel Bryan kicks out, and Kane punches Daniel Bryan, Orton hits another RKO and gets the win. And that was the end of the match. But I really enjoyed the match, and it was funny because after the match was over, WWE is desperately searching the crowd for people who looked shocked and disappointed that Daniel Bryan did not win this match. But it was so obvious he wasn't going to win this match, especially once Kane came out. So as they're panning around trying to find someone desperately, they can't find anybody. Everybody just looks tired to me. But that was the end of the show. And I have to say that this pay-per-view was below average because you're actually paying money for this crap, and there were only 2 good matches. The Chamber match was great. I liked the Wyatts versus the Shield, but everything else was very, very mediocre. So that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.